some bold predictions because week 1 begins Thursday night. Swagu, let's start with you and the number 1 overall pick.
Caleb Williams, 300 yards, 3 touchdowns in debut, G. I'm going big for Caleb Williams, man. I think he's surrounded by a number of weapons. It don't have to all be deep passes down the field. He has Swift in the backfield who can be phenomenal in the screen game. But I think this dude is the truth. I think the Chicago Bears are going to want to make it known that they have their quarterback for the next 15 years in this organization. And Caleb Williams goes for 300 yards and 3 touchdowns in week 1.
In his debut, Mike T, how about a bold prediction? Steelers-Falcons.
The Pittsburgh Steelers go to Atlanta and they beat the Falcons. All offseason we talked about what they can't do, especially at the quarterback position, but new offensive coordinator Arthur Smith was the former head coach of the Falcons. The Falcons struggle defending the run. I think they go in there, win the game, and they give Arthur Smith a game ball in the visiting locker room afterwards.
And you like TJ Watt to have a big day on the defensive side. Jeff, how about Ravens-Chiefs? Thursday night they open the season. Give me a little crystal ball prediction.
My prediction is that Xavier Worthy gets a touchdown in the first quarter. I believe that this rookie deep threat is so important to the Chiefs, and they know it. I think they're going to want to establish him early and show that this guy can be a playmaker. It will change the way teams defend him. I think Xavier Worthy gets a deep shot early, and I think he scores a touchdown on it.
Okay, I love it. Let's dive into that game on Thursday night. And for those who didn't follow Worthy in college, he's not just fast. He happens to have run the fastest 40 in the history of the combine, and that's what made everybody pay attention.
Good.
He's not just fast. He's a really good player. I agree with you. The Chiefs got way better. And the question is, did the Ravens? When last seen, the Ravens were the best team in the NFL. They rampaged through the back half of their schedule. They went into the playoffs. They had Kansas City in their building, had them right where they wanted them, and then just played. Jeff, you were describing it this morning, the way they played and what was at stake for them in that game and for Lamar Jackson. It made one wonder. It makes me wonder if that was their moment and it didn't get away from them, Jeff.
It is scary because it felt like that was their moment. It felt like they had it all right there, but they just lost their identity in that game. They changed who they are and how they do it. And I remember sitting there in the press box at that game watching it, and I am no savant when it comes to evaluating football, but it was so obvious. It was like, Lamar, just run. Be you. Do whatever it takes to win this game. You don't have to prove anything about your passing game to anybody. We know you can do it. Just go run. Do what you got to do. To me, this season is all about just maintaining their identity, and they can still get back to the Super Bowl. I truly believe that, but they have to stick with their identity. That, to me, is going to be so important in week 1 against the team that beat them.
Greeny, I think the Ravens will be there at the end, but I don't think they're going to win Thursday night, and here's why. 3 new offensive linemen, and unfortunately, tragically, their offensive line coach just passed away, and to open up on the road in such an environment like Kansas City, I think that's a tall order. But to Jeff's point, I do believe in pass to score and run to win. Last year, they blew 3 fourth-quarter leads. I think Derrick Henry will make a big difference in that, but I just think it's going to take some time to break in those offensive linemen.
Not only new offensive linemen, but a new defensive coordinator. And that defense was unbelievable last year, but Mike McDonald has gone off to Seattle now as their new head coach and all the rest of that. And we saw how much losing coordinators can affect teams. Just look at what happened in Philadelphia last year. I like the question on the screen. In fact, I put the question on the screen, which is, Marcus, if not then, when? Like, if they weren't going to win it last year when they had seemingly everything going their way, now it feels like Kansas City has gotten better, and I think they've taken a step back. Do you think they missed their shot?
No, I don't think they missed their shot, G, because sometimes when we have this conversation, we forget how good Lamar Jackson is. I know he didn't have a great AFC championship game, but we've seen Lamar Jackson solely overcome situations that the Ravens have been in to come through and win games. Like, I was down on Lamar Jackson about that AFC championship game. And when you go back and look at it, he made a number of plays in that game that could have gave them at least an opportunity to be in it. Here's the thing when it comes to the Baltimore Ravens. One, Harbaugh is a really good coach. This team is going to be competitive. You just mentioned the defense. Defensively, they're going to keep their identity. This is the same ideology, coaching staff-wise and coordinator-wise, that Mike McDonald left with the Baltimore Ravens and putting guys in a position to be successful. But here's the bottom line, man. All right? Because we would be having a conversation about Kevin Durant being the greatest player that we've seen in this generation if it wasn't for LeBron James. And I think sometimes we get caught up in how this season and things are going. Man, Patrick Mahomes is different, okay? Patrick Mahomes makes every conversation diluted because he's there. Because he's there for the Kansas City Chiefs and what he has the ability to do, not only in the regular season, but in the playoffs. And the reason why people are so soured, and it's not because the Ravens were a good team. I thought the Ravens were the best team in the NFL last year. It was because the Kansas City Chiefs were not the team that we thought had grown accustomed to. It's because of the struggles that we saw them have as to why we went up on the Baltimore Ravens. Patrick Mahomes in this era is costing a lot of really good players opportunities to win Super Bowls who normally would in this era. Now, that doesn't mean they can't overcome it. But the bottom line is, man, you have to go through 15. And we found out last year, it don't matter if it's in Kansas City or if it's on the road. You got to go through him to win a Super Bowl.
That's right.
I use this term specifically. We are in our Mahomes era. And for those of you who are fans of Taylor Swift, you know why I phrased it that way. We are back at the bottom of the hour. And Joey Galloway, I'm going to give it to you here. Earlier, we showed you that I was at the U.S. Open yesterday. My son Stevie and I went over and dapped up Garrett Wilson of the Jets. My dap was described as crispy. But Joey, you seem to have one issue with it.
I do, Greeny, because here for a moment, you look real smooth. I'm going to get past the picture taken. That's fine, because that's your son.
Yeah.
Right here, you put the hand up. It looks great. Leave it there, Greeny.
He pumped the
Why
fist.
did you tap the bricks and wave at the man?
And he pumped
I'm telling
the
you,
fist.
hey, Greeny, sometimes people do things they're not comfortable with. Hey, Carl Lewis tried to sing the national anthem. Realized it wasn't for him. He didn't do it again. Stay in your lane, Greeny.
So did Fergie.
Stay right here. Stay right here. Tap the brick. Bye-bye now. Just stay there. Don't get out your lane.
He said bye-bye too, Joey.
Yeah. Bye-bye. Take care.
Joey,
Have a nice day.
I know he said bye-bye.
Absolutely.
Did you
said
say bye-bye?
I may have said bye-bye. I mean, you know.
I'll take everything back I said for the culture, G. Oh my
you know,
God, I didn't see all of that. Let me ask you this.
having a nice
Let me ask
moment.
you this, G.
Yeah.
G,
Yeah.
what the hell did you pump your fist for?
I was like, let's go
would you
get him
pu-
next
why
Monday
would you
night.
do that?
Let's go get him.
Tap the
Okay,
brick.
No.
good seeing you. Take care.
Hey, man.
That's pretty much what that was. That's pretty much what that is. All right. So the fist pump, I'm gonna walk you through it. Okay. So here, taking pictures. I was taking a picture with my son. Thank you,
dap
Stevie.
was
He loves you.
it.
Blah blah blah. Then all right, we dap up. That's crispy. Then all right, go
great.
get him Monday night.
Oh.
Okay. Good seeing you. Take care. That's it. That's pretty much what that was.
Oh, man, look. Just tap the brick. Tap the brick to set up the wave. You know what I mean? Tap
Yeah.
that brick, set up the wave. Hey, Greeny, I'm going to exit like this from now on. I like this.
Okay.
Hey, Spears, from now on, I'm going to exit like this. Tap the brick.
Tap the
No,
brick.
don't exit like that, Joey.
Yes.
Don't exit like that. Don't exit like that, Joey.
Okay.
Let's
Just
try.
say good seeing you, man.
Tap the brick.
G, do this.
Bye-bye.